What's our region? Well, for the purposes of this program, we tend to define it as part of 4 states: southwestern Pennsylvania, northern West Virginia, eastern Ohio, and western Maryland. We all know it as Steelers country. But our community doesn't stop at arbitrary county or state lines. And there's no better example than Allegheny College in northwestern Pennsylvania. The school maintains strong ties to our region because so many of its graduates populate our companies. Scott Friedhoff is Vice President for Enrollment and Communications with Allegheny College, and Kimberly Tillotson Fleming is President of Hefren-Tillotson. Welcome back. Good to see both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
I'd say welcome to Pittsburgh, but Allegheny's so connected to Pittsburgh on a regular basis, this probably still feels like home, right?
Well, sure, and so many of our students come from the Pittsburgh area and return to the Pittsburgh area as successful graduates, yes.
And obviously a school with a great reputation. Kim, Hefren-Tillotson's had a relationship with Allegheny College for virtually your whole life of your company.
Well, for most of the life of it. My parents are both graduates of Allegheny, and through that we've had connections with Allegheny. We have a lot of interns and actually a lot of employees now that run key areas that are from Allegheny College.
Now, was that a corporate strategy to develop a relationship, or was it more just the career office calling your mom and dad and saying, hey, can I get an internship for this kid?
Well, I think the success that we've had has made it a career, has made it a strategy for our company. It didn't start that way. It was really through a personal connection that they had. And then from experience with interns that have developed into great employees, we found the kind of people we want to have as members of our company.
Scott, it really speaks to the value of these kinds of relationships with the college. What does it mean from your end?
Well, it's so nice to have loyal alumni, of course, who recognize the value of an Allegheny educational experience. That's probably what's most important. I think what's of most value now is what we see in how we're preparing our students for the workforce, whether it's immediately after college or after graduate school or medical school, law school, whatever it is they might choose. But we see and we hear this over and over again about the value and the need for students who are broadly prepared, broadly educated. The culture at Allegheny is a special one, is a distinctive one in American higher education, in that we attract students who have this uncanny ability to create these unusual combinations of interests and skills. And then when they get to Allegheny, it's the educational experience is one that requires that they develop both the creative and the analytical sides of the brain, that they become both analysts and can be creative and inventive and innovative, and that's the demand of this new changing global economy these days, is to have that kind of experience.
Well, that's the classic liberal arts argument in some ways, right? You need this broad education. I thought we'd put all that behind us, though. You know, you go to college, you get that degree in computer science, or you get that accounting degree, you're ready to go to work and really make something of yourself in the world. Obviously, Hefren-Tillotson doesn't quite see it that narrowly.
Well, you know, at Hefren-Tillotson, I'm president, and when people ask me what I do, I say I do everything. You know, I'll bind things if I have to. I'll pick up the garbage if I have to. But you know, we really feel our employees are that way too. They have to be flexible in what they do, and you know, we like people that can come in and start in one position and move into another one. And as I think in career path, especially for a professional career, you usually start developing a skill, and then you turn into some kind of managerial position, and then you may be a leader, and it's different skills that are needed for each one of those. So the liberal arts education and just the ability to think is an important ability outside of just a specific skill.
Now, so you talked about the left brain, right brain. So how do you actually force the issue and make sure the students do that?
Well, that's a terrific question. And what is different about Allegheny is that instead of having general education requirements or a core curriculum that's so familiar with, that you might be familiar with at most colleges, instead of requiring specific courses, what we require is a major and a minor, and really without specific classes required. But the minor must be in a discipline or in a division, academic division, outside of the major. So in the three, typically the natural sciences, humanities, and social sciences, if a student had a major in one, they must have a minor in a different division, and then at least 2 courses in the third division. But that's how we force, essentially, the students to create these unusual combinations, although at the beginning that's what they desire in the first place. That's what really captures their interest in
What
Allegheny.
attracted them, yeah, off
Exactly.
the gate. Kim, you're on the board of the Allegheny Conference, which co-produces this program. Big effort by the conference to encourage internships. And,
Right.
and we were talking before we went on about just how big an internship program Hefren-Tillotson has operated for the size of the firm. You must
Right.
really see the value.
Well, we see value in internships, and we actually like our interns to come from various schools. So we have partnerships with quite a few universities and colleges, and those interns have turned into employees in many cases. I think I mentioned to you, I would guess probably 20 to 25% of the interns have actually become employees of the firm. And when they come in, they know us, and we know them, so we've been able to evaluate them. And they're already trained at least a little bit in what we do.
All right. Well, let's hope lots of other companies and colleges in our region can strike up these kinds of partnerships, because it sounds like
Right.
it's a benefit to everybody.
Sure is, and we're sure thankful to Kim and her business to keep our graduates employed.
All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And we'll be back in a minute with a little dollars and cents. Stay with us.